Understand?
I understand, but why are you coming at me like that?
Well, I'm just letting you know.
And I'm just letting you know too, okay?
Don't tell me what to do
Okay,
at all.
I'm not letting you know. I'm not telling you what to do.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know what security has advised us. Okay?
I am security for the whole country.
No, not at all.
Well, I'm
Did
the
I
guy.
say that?
Listen to me.
Did I say that?
Just listen.
No, I'm telling you right
Listen
now.
to
No,
what?
we're not doing
You know
that.
what?
Hey, you better step back, dude. Step back.
Get out of here
Step
now.
back. Step back, right? Fuck. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. This too. This fight. Get off me. You come any closer, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you.
Hi everybody, welcome back for another video. Let's talk today about disparity of force. This is a very important self-defense concept that we need to roll and wrap that around our less lethal defense thinking. We should not be like these guys right here. We cannot just bow down and be a victim. We have to stand up. We have to be aggressive. We have to have the eye of the tiger when it comes to defending ourselves, but also our family. And our family is what's going to really get our attention. It's what's really going to rile us up, because our family is they're under our care. They're weaker. There is a disparity of force there from any attacker or any threat. That brings out the tiger in us. So let's talk about this a little bit more. We need to break this down. So I was always taught when I was a kid, the sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Not to be baited into a fight with someone just because they're threatening you with words. And I've always, to this day, I've never fallen for it. If someone says anything to me, I have the ability to give them a look, to stare at them, but to be quiet, to move on. There occasionally you can say something back. Sometimes you do need to confront someone, and in some cases the person may be weaker than you, and it's obvious that you need to you have a word with them and let them know what they're doing is inappropriate. But what happens when the person is larger than you? What if you're female and the person is a big guy, like in the beginning of this video? These are the situations where there is such a disparity of force. You have to be careful, and you also have to be able to know when to respond. If they have lots of physical size and strength, if there's more than one attacker, or if the person is very skilled in unarmed combat, and you know this person is a fighter, boxer, or they have martial arts skills, and you know that you're at a disadvantage. These are all things that you have to take into account when you decide whether you should respond and use a launcher or any other tool to come to your defense. Now, if you feel vulnerable and you feel at a disadvantage, maybe physically the person is at a more strategic, tactical location. Maybe they're standing above you on a stairwell that you've got to go up. There's a lot of reasons why you might feel at a disadvantage. And I'm not talking about deadly force in this video. That's really not the topic. It's really more about how do you justify using a less lethal launcher to fire on someone who's just verbally assaulting you, who's saying things to you, but they have not charged you, they have not pulled a punch, but maybe you do feel there's a significant disparity of force and that this person could attack you at any moment. I'm going to show you a video next here that show you just exactly how fast things can escalate. We often don't understand it. This video will really make it very clear how little time you have to make a decision.
Can you put that down, please?
What?
Can you put that down, please?
Now! Call your fucking
Back up, come up,
Stop! Stop!
Now, that's exactly the way it will happen. That was literally seconds. You have to make a decision well in advance what happens if this guy charges. So I completely understand the point that people have about preemptively firing on someone who's verbally saying the wrong things. This guy was clearly antagonistic. He was clearly taking steps toward the officer, and it was clear that there was was escalating rapidly, and the officer had to decide. Now, if this was you and you were being threatened, I think you would have every right to pull your weapon and start defending yourself as this person's getting closer. So in a previous video, I talked about a person charging you and whether they're bluffing. In this particular case, I think you can tell if the person has a weapon in their hand and they're charging you and they're verbally assaulting you. It's the trifecta, and that's the kind of thing that makes it very obvious in this particular case. So are you really confident that you know when you should draw your less lethal launcher? I view the less lethal launcher as a fist fight stopper. I would think that it's appropriate for that kind of situation where the person is threatening to fight you, as long as there is a disparity of force and you feel at a disadvantage. Like I've explained, you have the ability to use this tool to defend at a distance that allows you to buy a little time to try to stop that person before they get to you, before they lay hands on you and cause physical harm, and you feel threatened, and you're weaker, and you do not have confidence in your own empty-handed skills. Now, if you think that you physically are capable of defending yourself with your bare hands against this person who's also unarmed, who's just threatening to fight you, and maybe you are capable of defending against them, then I think you have to question whether there is a disparity of force and whether your launcher is appropriate to be used. Just having the launcher and using overwhelming force because you have the ability to put 30 to 50 joules on someone and stop it cold, stop that fight, and make them quit and change their mind. That, to me, it's a little unclear if that's legally acceptable if that person does not pose a disproportionate force to you. And so I think you have to think about this. If you're trained in martial arts, if you're a physically opposing big guy, maybe you're not physically fit, but you have a lot of weight. Just a big guy who may be not trained, but they just have this size advantage. Those are all parameters. If it's a small female, or it's a person who's older, maybe older than 60, they can claim they have a physical disadvantage against your average middle-aged person. So there's a lot of these things. Do you have handicap? Do you have disability? So what are the things that you have on your side to defend yourself in the court of law? These are things that you have to think about in advance before you take that launcher, you put it on your body, or you put it in your bag and you go out and you carry it, because you need to think about the situation where you would use it. Now, I know that no one wants to have a launcher on their body and decide not to use it when the person is threatening them and the person maybe does eventually end up attacking them. And then even if it's a fair fight, you've got a launcher on your body. I still never got good answers on that. So I'd love for someone to tell me, how does that change the equation? If it's a firearm, it's even more high stakes fight. So you've got two people who are physically matched. Maybe even you have a slight, if you have any advantage over them, then your legal chances go down the drain. But if you're equally matched and you have a tool on you, well, there's always a risk that that person can get it away from you. They'll discover it when they get close enough and you're grappling. They're going to discover your weapon. And the worst case scenario is your weapon gets used against you. So I could see the reasoning why you might want to use it preemptively. But at the same time, using it preemptively, I think you're going to have to deal with the court of law, and I think there you're at a disadvantage. So it's a catch-22 situation in some cases. So I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think about this conundrum that can develop in terms of a fair fight, but you've got a tool, they don't have a tool. I guess there's always a chance that they had another weapon. You never know what they're going to pull, but that's all, Monday morning quarterbacking. At the end, after it's all over, you can say what they did and did not have. So you have to play it obviously for your own self-defense, but you have to be reasonable, you have to be prudent, and you have to follow the law in terms of proportional force And is there a disparity in force? And so these are terms that you've got to just hammer into your head. You've got to think about. It's got to always be on your mind when you're being encountered, especially when this nut is barking at you, threatening you. If it's a little guy and it's not a threat to you, move on. Your launcher is not of use to you. It will only get you in trouble. Just remember that, folks. Let me hear from you. This is one of those topics where I'm really interested to know what you think. Take care, be safe, see you next time.